Our own Joyce Taylor is live there now this morning. Joyce, good morning.
It is a gorgeous morning. Can you see the sun on the horizon? It is spectacular here in Washington, D.C. on the eve of the inaugural of our 45th president. And as you all know, preps have been underway for days now as they are getting ready in this city for the arrival of what will be almost 1 million people between the inaugural and the march that's coming up on Saturday. But the city is ready. People are up and they're busy at work. The city itself is pretty quiet because people, I think, have gotten the word to sort of stay out. Some streets are starting to close as preps have been well underway. But again, it's getting exciting to be here as again, we're on the eve of the inaugural. So lots of people are coming into town. We ran into some folks from Washington at the airport. We're going to talk about them a little bit later. Mr. Trump and the Vice President-elect, Mike Pence, they are going to appear today at the traditional wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. And then tonight, the public's invited to join them at the Lincoln Memorial for a Make America Great Again concert, which you know is going to be big news later today. Dozens of Republicans from Western Washington, they're traveling to D.C. as well, including one longtime Trump supporter, Hossein Karam. He was part of a Middle Eastern advisory board for the Trump campaign. While Mr. Trump's comments about the Muslim American community raised some serious concerns for many people, Karam believes that the issues do need to be addressed.
The way he said it was blunt. I understand that, but we do have a problem. We need to fix this problem. And Middle Eastern American community wants to become part of the solution.
So Washington State Republican Chair Susan Hutchison, she's going to be here too. She is super excited. As you recall, she bought tickets, her airline tickets and her inaugural tickets way back in June, knowing, she says, that Trump was going to win. So she is going to be here as well. We're going to be talking to her live tomorrow morning. So let's fast forward now for later in the week. Some 200 kids, 200,000 people rather, are planning to be here for the Women's March coming up on Washington. That's, as you know, on Saturday. They're coming from all around the country. They have lots of messages for the new administration. And in that massive crowd will be several people from Washington State.
A little scared, you know, just thinking about all the women, you know, he said terrible things about women, Muslims, the things that he had said to disabled people. It's really disheartening, and I didn't know what to do.
Corrina Black is not political, never has been. But this Washington native, raised in Redmond, says the rhetoric of this election moved her to act.
I think these terrible things that he says do empower other people to do terrible things. I don't think that's good.
Her boyfriend will join her. Ian Ellison Taylor became a U.S. citizen in the 90s. He's lived on Vashon Island for more than 15 years and did not hesitate when she asked him to join her.
You don't want to forget some of the things that were said and the things that were done. You don't want to just have that become the new norm. You want to hold, I think, our politicians accountable for the things they say and do. And hold them to a higher standard.
They will be in D.C. as tens of thousands are celebrating the president-elect, excited about Republican control of the House and the Senate. So what do they say to the critics who argue the Women's March on Washington is doing more to divide than unify the country?
We need to be more involved in politics, obviously. So I think it may come across as divisive, but I think it's probably a good first step.
When it comes to racism and misogyny, I don't think there should be debates about those things. So if that means that that's considered dividing us, then it's dividing us from people who are racist, misogynists, and I'm okay with that.
So who else is going to be here for that march? Well, Gloria Steinem, Harry Belafonte are the honorary chairs. Also here, let's see, Planned Parenthood, Girls Who Code, Amnesty International. Other names that we're hearing, Cher, Scarlett Johansson, just to name a few. It's going to be a huge crowd. Like we said, about 200,000 people are expected here, and we'll be covering that. The march here starts at 10 o'clock, and there are going to be marches all across the country, starting at 10, going till 5, including in Washington State. And of course, we'll be covering it. March in Washington is going to be ginormous. We're expecting about 50,000 people in the Seattle area alone, and King 5, of course, is going to be covering that. Complete coverage here in D.C., in Washington State. You're going to find on live, on King 5, live streaming, and also at king5.com. And if you're going to be marching, we hope you're going to share your photos, your videos by tagging King 5 on Instagram and on Twitter. And you can also email us at inauguration@king5.com. So lots to get to over the next few hours. We're going to be here live all morning long in Washington, D.C. Lots to bring you. Back to you guys.